I've been trying to figure out for quite some time how to do a video about the trial that I had gone through, the research trial that I just finished up. I got a good idea. Stick around. Could be educational, and you couldn't give a shit. Well, I'm going to show it, so you want to watch? By all means. We're going to do things a little different today. The video you're looking at right now, and I'm going to stop it from time to time, however, this is Jared Nieder, and he is involved in a epidural stimulation trial, reminiscent to what it is that I was doing, but however, where he had his the stimulator is actually implanted in him. It's obviously the epidural, which I did a video quite some time ago about epidural stimulation, epidural Disneyland. I'll show little pieces from that time to time. However, at the same time, this is, the real deal. It's what he's got going on. Not that the other part isn't the real deal, but he has been involved in this for quite some time. Yes, I know, I'm going to do the talking head thing here. You'll notice the piece of equipment that he's working on, and this is one of the problems that I had trying to figure out how to go about elaborating on the trial that I just finished up, which was difficult because they didn't allow me to take any video. And, oh God. Was so cool. But I may have to scribble some shit, but no matter what it is, I do have a shot here and there and stuff like that, but however, that's got nothing to do with nothing. And the video you're seeing here, obviously he's standing up in this strange and unusual frame thing. And if you remember, I did a video a while back where I constructed where they just had the handles on the frame that he's working with, but I actually constructed a platform that had multiple handles on it and everything else, and I think it worked better because, fuck it, of course I would. I made the motherfucker, and the shit worked, man, magnifique, bitches. So, he's actually doing a real nice job here. One of the problems, it seems like what they're doing with him is they're trying to regulate his blood pressure. It appears that when he stands up, his blood pressure goes with him. Where I stand up, my blood pressure goes down. So you'll see the way they're doing the standing and stuff like that. They don't do any exercises with him. Where me, they were doing, more squats, and they were doing, rifling through a whole bunch of different things, trying to, work on core strength and, what the legs are doing here. I don't know if that's what they have him doing, at all. I haven't spoken to Jared in a while. Jared, if you see this, how you doing, kid? Give me a call. I want to talk about how you're making out. But however, you'll see in the back of this one, there's a gentleman sitting behind him, and he's getting him to a standing position. Obviously, the handles he's grabbing on are helping him out tremendously. And there's also someone, securing the knees, and someone in front of him, just securing the chest area where he is. So to keep him at a decent standing. They're not doing anything. And that static standing for a quadriplegic is rather a difficult little task that you have to deal with. I really wish I had some of the video that what I did, because the stuff he's doing is actually really cool here. But stuff I was doing, I don't know, I just think it was cooler. It really required a lot of, well, you can see what he's doing. It requires a lot of him just being there. But it still is, it's pretty impressive, where In this one, where there's one person navigating the knees, mine was more like the NRN type of thing, where you had a person on either side, because what I was doing, like I said, I was more exercising it, and they were actually, flexing the knees, asking me to pull my knees back in, releasing the knees. I had to stand, sort of on my own. At one point they had it so I'd be standing on one leg and, doing a few things on one leg, and then we'd alternate with that. And it was absolute insanity. But this will at least give you an idea of the apparatus that I was actually in. Now, if that's not exactly the way it was I was doing and stuff like that, but, research, nuances and changes of that stuff is exactly how they get different results. They try different things with different people, and they in turn get different results. But ultimately, the results are really where they're going, and you have to try different things. You have to. It is so important. Getting back to what I was talking about. All right, so that's the way they had him doing. Now with me, well, with him you'll notice, I don't know, maybe there's some video of him getting when they're doing the testing, but it's still different, because with me they did the different levels where they actually adhered. They would adhere, the electrodes right to my spine, and that's the picture that I'm showing you here. After a couple of times, I decided that they had to find each level of injury, or not level of injury, each different level of the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and sacral, and all the way down to the coccyx that they were doing. So I decided to get tattooed, because I knew I was going to be there for a while, and it took so long. I mean, it would be almost 40 minutes. We started it first, originally it took an hour to actually adhere all the electrodes to my back, only because they had to find each individual layer, each individual level, C3, C4, C5, C6, and so on and so forth. And one of the big problems with the cervical part is with the laminectomy, they don't have those tiny little tuberosities that stick off, so you can really see, really see, like a fucking X-ray vision, dick. Really tell exactly where they are, because they want to be pretty precise where they're putting these little electrodes. And then, they have the anodes where on the femoral nerve, on the sort of right on those little tuberosities that stick off the hips in the front side, and also the umbilicus, which is, umbilicus right by the belly button, the umbilical cord. And it was actually pretty fucking amazing. Really, really fucking amazing. But I just wanted to bring you up to speed on what what I had done, and this was the closest representation that I could even remotely find. I can't find this piece of this apparatus they're using, because it was made custom just for these. There's two over at Kessler, but once again, I wasn't allowed to do any video, which was bullshit, but story for another day. That being said, oh, fuck me. It was just absolutely fascinating. I loved every second of it. I loved doing the training. I liked doing the, getting electrocuted. I liked doing the exercises, because it sucked ass and it was so fucking challenging. It was one of the harder things that I've done. But, we'll see what, we're going to see what's going to happen with that. We're supposed to go back in a couple months to do some updates and stuff like that. No, maybe I can make it so that, hey, can I take a picture or two? I'd still probably say fuck to the no, but hey, if you don't ask for anything, you're never going to get shit. That being said, oh boy, that's all I got for this part. I don't know, I'll think of something and I'll probably do a final little yip at the end of this whole thing, but it's pretty fucking cool, man. It's really cool. Just not just being involved in this, but knowing that you're doing something that is going to help everybody else. Over and out. Ooh. Yes, sir. Just got the nod from the VA in the Bronx. Headed back to the Bronx. We're going to be doing a study that involves transcutaneous stimulation, transcranial magnetic stimulation, and also combine those two with a drug trial. I honestly have no idea what the hell to expect with this one. But it's always an adventure. Clinicaltrials.gov. If you can't show up somewhere, there's some zoomy ass shit that they'll do, and there's some survey shit that they'll do. Whatever it is. I don't really know all the ins and outs of everything. It's just, I found myself, to be so fortunate to be, living in an area that's close to things, and I seem to have fallen into a bit of a, I don't know what the fuck it is, but people want to fucking, they want to try to kill me. You would imagine that most people would run in the opposite direction. Well, run, metaphorically. But, I don't know. Jerk-offs have a tendency to run into the fire instead of run out of the fire. Try running into the fire for once. Peace.